Hello everyone, I hope you're all okay and having a wonderful day. So I'm just getting myself ready for the day before I've got to do some errands and do some worky bits. And I actually wanted to try something that I've never actually tried before, which is underpainting. Now I got into this big rabbit hole of shorts I watched one underpainting video and then there's just so many, and I just started watching it and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give it a go, because I always just presumed you did like your bronzer and your blush and then you put like foundation and everything over it, and I was like, well, that just covers up the whole thing, so I don't really see the point in that. However, now watching a few, I realize it's more like doing the placement and doing the sculpting of it and then blending it all together, so it should kind of work out all seamlessly. So that is the aim. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and I thought, let me film it as I try it and see if it turns out right or if it turns out an absolute mess. So from my understanding, you do your bronzer first, which you kind of put around in all the areas you do. You put your little bit of blush, and then I'm going to kind of do my concealer. Then I'm going to blend it, and I think I'm going to blend it with a beauty blender, see where we're at, and then kind of go from there and do all like the setting and everything. So I'm actually going to pop it on my finger and just do these lines. I've got a feeling this is going to look absolutely crazy. I've done all my skincare and everything beforehand. I did it a couple of hours ago, so it should all nicely be set now. I don't... Ooh. And again, I'm doing this looking on the camera, so I'm not quite... Maybe I need to get my mirror. Goes there. I think I've seen some people like do it on the eye as well, which will get blended out a little bit on the nose. I've got a feeling this is gonna, I've put way too much on the nose, but it's fine. We continue, and I don't tend to do too much on the chin either, so it'd be interesting to see how this all kind of turns out, because this is looking crazy. Okay, so as you can see, I've literally, it looks an absolute mess. When everyone seems to do this, they make the actual like lining of it all like super neat, it looks super cute, and mine's just all over the place. I'm gonna move on to a little bit of a liquid blush now. So I'm using the color Peach Dreams, going for a bit more of a sun-kissed look, and I'm just gonna do some little dots. Do my blush. Leave it like that for now. And then concealer. Now, as you can see, I've got a little bit of scarring and blemishes anyway, so hopefully if I just pop this in kind of like in between where I've done all the bronzer, it should hopefully all blend nicely. Do I do my under eyes as well, or do I do that after? I'm going to put a little bit under the eyes, not as much as I normally do. I think I'm just going to do it that way because I don't want to take away from too much from the bronzer and the blush, and then we can always just add afterwards if we need to. As you can see, everything's kind of all like in its place, and now we're going to use a damp beauty blender, and the idea is just to blend it around, but everyone does this in a slightly different order on the ones I watched. Some start from light to dark, work their way in to out, some work up to down. So I'm tempted to do the outside. I'm going to work my way out and then in and see how that works. And the idea is to just blend basically and just see how it goes. Ooh, I'm nervous about this. I don't know why. It doesn't look great. Oh, right. Blending the blush. Oh no. Oh no, I brought that right in. That's fine. We will work it out. Blend it all out. Go around the eye. And we're just blending. That's the aim. We are just blending with all our Okay, so far, I mean, on the camera, it's looking all right, but when I actually look properly in the mirror, okay, it's not too bad, you know, it's not too bad. Right, let's blend this down here and go across the nose and then kind of sculpt it up into the eyebrow a little bit. Okay, so this is how it looks so far. I don't think it looks too bad. Now, I don't know, this is quite an old beauty blender, so I don't know if it's because of that or not, but it's very, it looks very natural looking, but I do feel like my blush is just kind of disappeared. So what I'm going to do is because I'm kind of going for a little bit more of the full coverage. I tell you what, actually, I feel in regards to the bronzer, I quite like it. I think with the bronzer, it's done quite well, but I don't know, I just feel like I need a little bit more. Maybe I need to blend it out just a little bit more. Okay, so this is where we are currently. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the tiniest bit of foundation onto my hand, just where I have the blemishes a little bit. I just want a tiny bit more full coverage. So I'm just going to like warm it up on my hand and just kind of dab across. So kind of like where I put the concealer is kind of in between the sculpts of where I put the bronzer and the blush, and just kind of get a little bit more full coverage on that, put a tiny bit on my head. And then once I've done that, with my beauty blender again, just very lightly tap, blend it in seamlessly, and that is the aim. And just afterwards again on my little blemishes, just to get a little bit more full coverage, just put a tiny bit of concealer back on. Is just tapping it with my finger first, just to warm it up a little bit, and then I will grab, when I can find it, my concealer brush, or what I use for my concealer, just kind of again just blend it in around the outside. Sorry, I'm using my mirror and it's covering the screen, but just kind of work outside, which again I tend to do in most of my videos, but it's not too bad. But I don't know, maybe I needed to put more of it on, so when it blended it didn't all kind of disappear. I'm not quite sure. I still feel how I normally do it. You know what? Right, we're going to do eyebrows. I'm going to put my powder on and then we can assess the situation. Okay, so I've powdered, I've done my eyebrows. Now I'm assessing the situation. Now I do feel it looks a lot lighter and a lot more of the natural vibe, but I personally do like quite a bit of bronzer. I do like that bit of sculpting a little bit, especially because I'm fair skinned. I kind of want it to kind of chisel me a little bit and kind of get that colour in a little bit. And I just feel it's just kind of taking it off. And I really don't know if it's because of my beauty blender, if it's the products, maybe I did my skincare a bit too late or a bit too early. Like I said, I did a couple hours before, so I'm not quite sure. So just to kind of fill it up a little bit, I'm just going to go in with a bit of powder bronzer, which hopefully, because this is quite a natural one anyway, it's gonna hopefully just buff it out a little bit, just give me a little bit more of that vibe I'm trying to go for. But I don't know, like, does this just defeat the point of underpainting if you're just going to go over it anyway? Like, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because, you know, I don't want to have to redo all my makeup and take it off, because that's just gonna be wasting product. So we're aiming to try and get that full look again. That does look a little bit better, like I said, because this is a very light kind of sheer natural bronzer. You can kind of go a bit crazy with it, which I do kind of like, because normally how I do my bronzer, putting a light sheer of this on top, it just helps buff it out a little bit more and fill it out. But I'm thinking I'm having to put quite a bit on to try and get that vibe I'm going for. Right, so is the lighting changed? I'm not quite sure. But that is the bronzer. Now I'm going to pop on a little bit of blush. I'm going to use my Primark one called Posy, which I absolutely love. It's very pigmented, and for the price it's like $150. But I do feel like it just took the blush off. Again, I don't know if that's to do with products, because a lot of people who I have watched this are using more higher end products. So I don't know if that makes a difference, or if it's just my skills of underpainting. I'm not quite sure. I'm just going to pop this on top. And then I'm just gonna, because I put a little bit too much on, just kind of blend that out with the beauty blender a little bit more. Okay, so I'm just gonna put on a little bit of brown mascara, and then I'm just gonna do my lips. Okay, so I've done everything. I'm just gonna take these clips out. And So this look with the lips is my new favorite at the moment. I did it in my last video and I'm really liking the combination at the moment. So I've just been, anytime I put on a bit of a lippy, this is what I've done. So this is the Soap Revolution. Oh, I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see that because the sun is coming through. But this is the Soap Revolution. I don't even know what colour this is. Is it candy? And that candy set that she had, but absolutely loving this. And then this is the Revolution Makeup Revolution London. This is just a lip balm. Again, it doesn't say the colour on it, which is a shame, but it's more like a balm, but it just has a nice tint to it. So I've been really enjoying that combo at the moment. But this is the final look. I'm not sure, I don't know if you can see it well on camera, but when I look in the mirror, where I've done the liquid blush, there's little dots where when I've tried to blend it in, it hasn't blended properly, and it's just like little dots, which is why I did put the powder blush on top. But I'm not sure if you can see it on camera. I'm sure I'll notice once I edit it. But yeah, that's the first time I've done underpainting, and I'm not actually quite sure what I think of it. So I get why people do it. It does seem like a lot more of a natural way of doing it. It definitely sheared out a lot more than how I did it normally. And I do feel like the bronzer and the concealer blended quite nicely. The blush I wasn't quite sure about. I have done days before when I have just put a bit of concealer. Maybe I should have done it mixed in with like the moisturizer like I've done before, or I honestly don't know. Maybe I should have just done the bronzer then and done it all separately, like done the bronzer, then done the blush, then done the concealer, and done it like that. It's just the ones I mainly saw was they put it all on together and it blended and then it looked seamless. So I'm not quite sure. If you guys have any ideas or tips when it comes to underpainting, like do you like underpainting? Have you tried it before? Do you do it a different way to how I just did it? Have I just done it completely wrong? Not like, do let me know, because I'm interested to know, because I know it's a very popular thing that people do, especially for more of a natural look, and I love a good natural look for just every day. But I don't know, like even the finish of it now, I don't know, it's not my favorite. It's just not my favorite. I just feel, I don't know, maybe it's the blush that's letting me down, because I know I don't have the liquid blush on properly underneath, so I think it just looks odd and patchy. So I think that's what's throwing me off. Again, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but do let me know if, like I said, if you have any tips. But that's from me. That's literally all it was. I'm now going to crack on with my day. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Maybe you joined in. And maybe, you know, you could do a better job than me on underpainting. Who knows? But if you do like these videos, please like and subscribe. It really would mean the world to me. And as always, any comments that you guys put, I really appreciate. But enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.